Hey, it's Allie Edwards and welcome to December Daily 2020. I am working on day 12 here and I'm going to finally tackle the half circle page. I have a story that I already know that I want to do for tomorrow, which relates to cupcakes, and this is a good example of, we did cupcakes with the girls, decorating them last night, but what I have right now in my album is I have the one side of this, right? And I'm probably gonna end up covering up both sides of this. So I have this page that is waiting, right, for something to be on it. I could have connected it to the story, the next story about the cupcakes, but I think what I'm gonna do is take the opportunity to tell the story just about our wrapping paper, or to highlight our wrapping paper. For me, I don't think that this really needs a very long, detailed story. It's just pretty much an opportunity to highlight the papers that I am using this year, the ones that I wanted to use, which have a lot of green in them. And so what I'm going to do, at least this is my starting place, is I know that I'm planning to just use this as a template and cut out the photo. So the photo is going to take up the whole page here. And then I'm thinking that I will do some sort of stamping on the top there, whether it's either adding in a number or stamping even just like, you know, wrapping, 2020 wrapping paper. Like, it doesn't have to be, excuse me, much more complicated than that, but I am going to hand cut this. Grab my scissors here and just go around. I liked the idea. So when I took this picture of my wrapping paper, I laid it out on my desk and with my foam core board and just took a straight down picture, knowing that I was going to be okay with most of the wrapping paper covering this part and then just giving me a little section up on the top. You can make the decisions that make the most sense for you, and maybe it's just taking a photo of wrapping paper and placing it inside the pockets, right? If you're using more of the plastic pockets or the page protectors in your project, which is totally cool, you might just be taking a picture of your wrapping paper and slipping it inside the pocket. As you guys know, I'm working more outside of the page protectors this time, and so having some different page sizes is something that is super fun for me, and all the different textures that come in along with that as well. So for tomorrow's story, I will end up working on the other side of this, and I have some pictures that I'm going to use of the cupcake decorating. And again, just a good reminder that, you know, this project, it's called December Daily, but it doesn't mean that you have to have a direct story from each day. I do some other projects that are like that, like Week in the Life. That tends to be a much more deep dive into everyday sorts of things. This one, it's more the story of the season. That's always been kind of my approach there too. All right, so I need my hole punch. Punch the holes in here. This is gonna obviously be adhered on here. Actually, I could do that first. I'm not planning on, I don't know yet exactly what I'm doing in the space. If I'm handwriting, I definitely want to add something on here. That's part of what I need to figure out. I knew this was at least my step one in terms of adding content on here, and then I was gonna figure it out from there. Couple things, if you are working with the circle, you can always do a second side, right? And this could have been a full circle, but what I needed was something that was going to cover this page before I moved on here. I didn't want to add another additional page. I'm going to go back on here too, now that I've actually adhered that, and trim a little bit more around the edge here. All right, so punching holes. Definitely loving this tool, finding it very useful, especially with the different sizes. I know I've used it multiple times, but it seems great. Super happy with that. Okay, so here's what I have. This is going to be the background page. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to put another one of those little tabs on there. Probably like Mary or something like that. That'll go on there. Could easily add something like this guy on there too. Wrapping paper does bring me joy. I don't know about you guys, but I find that it makes me very happy. Okay. So let's see. What are different things that we could do on the top? I just was looking over on my table here and I was thinking, oh, shaker pocket. Like, oh, it could make a little shaker thing that went on the top there that kind of shook. Or the whole thing could become a shaker. That might be kind of fun too. Putting a piece of like plastic on top and stitching around it. I think I'm going to do that. That sounds fun today. It sounds like a fun adventure. So maybe what I'll do is, I'm trying to decide if I want to handwrite, if I want to stamp. The other thing I could have done too is added on a little bit of a story right here in Photoshop, but I didn't do that because I wasn't sure exactly where on where on here I was going to place it. So I didn't know if it was going to be over farther, so that's basically why I didn't do that in advance. Okay, so I think what I am going to do, this I just got excited. I've done this, I did at some point in the past, someday, sometime. Actually might put this in the shaker too, like this could move around in there. Where I think it was on a page that had a circle, maybe like with like a pie chart, and I took this space on one of the pie chart pieces and just did a ton of word phrase stickers on there. I think that's what I'm going to do. And I know lots of you guys have these from multiple years, or maybe you bought the bundle this time. I think that's what I'm going to do, is just add in a bunch of those on here. And I might have some more of these too. I mean, I know I have them for other projects and such. Okay, this is going to be really fun. All right, I'm going to dive in. On there. You saw me working with a bunch of different sticker sheets. I just keep them all the word phrase stickers that have come from story kits and other projects. It's a product that I like to use regularly, and so over the years I collect them in one place here, and that's super easy to be able to grab those. I like doing the mix of textures, the mix of colors in there. You know, I wanted to make sure I had a few with the red, some with the black, some with the brown. There is one gray added in there as well. And then all I do is I just come back here and I trim off the extra pieces. I definitely, when I'm building something like this, I want them to go off the edge, and I don't care if, you know, you can read some of them and not read other ones. Like, that part of it is fine for me. It's more just kind of like a decoration. You could also, you know, add pattern paper on the top or stamping or something else, like lots of different things to play around with. If you remember, where I'm going with this is I want to try now making this into a shaker. So I've got these fun sequins. I have a couple different colors. I haven't decided if I want to use just the green yet. I think I probably will. We're gonna try it and see what happens. I am planning that I'm gonna stitch this with my sewing machine. So I'm gonna get a piece of transparency out. I'm gonna look for one that's a little bit thinner than the ones that I use to actually build the pages off of. I have a variety of different ones here, and actually here's a piece. This one looks like it's a probably some sort of a laser or inkjet transparency. I just have a variety of different ones. So a couple things to think about here. One is that obviously I need to have the holes because it needs to be able to go in the album. So I'm most likely going to be stitching it on the other side. So I need to stay on the other side of the holes, right? That's going to be something as I stitch on there I'm going to need to keep in mind. Obviously you could do hand stitching with this. You could do washi tape is something else I've used before to hold something like that in place. Let's see. So my initial idea is that I'm just going to take this, I'm going to trim it out, just like I made on the other one, and then we'll stitch a part of it and stick the transparent, or stick the sequins inside, and any other things I might decide to add inside there. And we'll see how it goes. A little bit of experimentation today, which I think is super fun. In past projects, I haven't personally done a lot of shaker pockets, but I like the look of them, and I think especially this year where I'm kind of just going for it in terms of thickness and those kinds of things. Why not? That's kind of how I'm feeling. Okay, so this is where I'm at right now. So now I have, it's essentially like a transparent piece, right? This, you could do other things with this, like it could be another part of a page, right? Half of a page where there was embellishments on top. But like I showed you, this one is less sturdy, so it's not one that I would use as a to start the page, but I am going to use it to stitch on there to be able to create a pocket so that I can slip the sequins inside. So I'm going to move over to my sewing machine now and start the process here of stitching it around. I think I'm gonna use a little piece of washi tape to try to hold it in place. That might help me as I'm stitching so it's not moving around too much. I think I'll do that on this side. Okay, I'll pop back on here after I'm done. Completely stitched it closed yet. So I have this little opening. I stitched around the outside here and then down, and I'm going to close that little bit back up. This is really fun. I'm having fun with this one. And then I'm going to trim because it did get moved around a little bit. I would definitely say that having the piece of washi tape to hold it in place just generally, that worked really well. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just put in some of these paper roses shaker mix. Again, I think I got these on scrapbook.com, but I'll try to find them. And then I just need to decide, do I want to put this inside there also as a shaker, because it has the it has adhesive, or the adhesive part is covered up, so it's not going to be sticky, or it doesn't have to be. Okay, so let's see what happens if we do this. Yeah, see, that's fun. I think that's fun. It's just a little bit of something. I also have red and white. I think I'm just gonna add a couple white ones in there. It doesn't have to be a ton. These are probably something that I will have for years, these sequins. I've got a few of these in here too. Oops. Okay, so now I kind of wonder, let's consider if this, what do we think about that guy in there? Probably once I put it in there, it'll be hard to take him back out. Now see, that's fun. That's a fun way, I think, to do that. All right, now I just need to decide if I want to put a number on here. I kind of do, but I kind of want it to be really simple. I don't think I want to use the chipboard. I do want to put one of these on here though. And I might go back in and stitch that in there again. Maybe not, maybe I'll just use a staple. That would have been good. If you're doing this at home, might have been good to put that on there first and then have it be able to be stitched. I think I would have liked that. Maybe I'll throw in a couple of these wood veneer stars. Those were in the main, or in the star kit. Such a great use of some of these small, they're gonna all fall out. Some of these smaller embellishments. Now I just need to decide, do I really want that chipboard piece in there or not? I think I do. Maybe I'll add the other stars. Some more of those stars. There was other, maybe not all of them, but maybe a couple more. Yeah, let's have 5 total in there. I like those. Those are cute. Okay, I'm gonna finish this off. A couple things. Great example of a page that doesn't necessarily, you know, I'm not even writing a story to put in here, and I'm okay with that. I can tell that it's rolls of wrapping paper. That one other thing though was what I think I wanted to add just on top here. So today's day 12, and I think I'm just gonna put this right here on the outside of it. Okay, this is super fun. All right, I'm gonna go back in and stitch the rest of this, and then I'll show you what it looks like in the album. So one last look here as it goes in the album. Fun, okay? Color, whoops, helps if you punch the holes. Colorful, fun. Yes, it could be way simpler, But it's fun. Okay, so let's get these guys off there. All right, so that is day 12. There's day 11, day 12 with the wrapping paper, and then we're gonna move into a cupcake story tomorrow. All right, let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments below. You have a great day.